Thank you once again, and thanks to all the young colleagues for giving me this opportunity. We have three options when we see a battle is on, or a war is on, or any crisis is there. One is that we keep on praising those who are fighting it out, those who are sacrificing themselves, and those who are winning. The second option is that we criticize, we curse, we feel about those who are losing or those who are not doing well. Either we clap or we curse. But the third option, which is left only for young people, dear friends like yourself, perhaps no one else can do what you can do. You cannot simply watch the match. You cannot simply be an spectator of the ongoing fight against any evil. You have to be the leader. Those who clap and criticize sitting on the rings, they do not make the history. They can write the history, but they cannot make the history. History is always made by those young people who have courage, who have guts, who dare to jump inside the ring without worrying so much about the victory or losing the battle. Victory and defeats will come, but history would be written, and that is possible only through you. We all are talking about the ongoing crisis. And I always say that this crisis is not simply health crisis or economic crisis. This is the crisis of justice and morality. This is the crisis of civilization. Because this is going to affect the entire generation and generations to come. If we act as change makers, if we take the initiative, if we act compassionately, coordinatedly, and with a sense of urgency, and if the power is driven from the young people, then the history would be different, the future would be different. Otherwise, we fear to lose the entire generation and thereafter all the generations to come. If half of the world's children are not in school today, if 1 out of 10 children are forced to work as child laborers today, if millions of children in the world are facing sexual abuses, if they are being used in child porns and for child prostitution and other kind of sexual abuses, if they are pushed into wars and insurgencies, if they are trafficked and bought and sold like animals, then who else will speak if not you? Who else will act if not you? Whom are you waiting for? No change, positive change in the history was possible without the power of young people. I always call for globalization of compassion, but I strongly believe and say now, globalization of compassion by globalization of youth power. We have to build a strong worldwide movement. And that was the idea, that was the philosophy. That was the dream behind launching this 100 million campaign. Earlier we called it 100 million for 100 million. The idea is that on one hand, 100 million or even more young people like you, आप जैसे बहुत सारे नौजवान कुछ कर गुजरने की तमन्ना में जी रहे हैं, वो एक रास्ता तलाश रहे हैं, वो एक मंजिल तलाश रहे हैं कि दुनिया को बेहतर बना सके, वो एक प्लेटफॉर्म तलाश रहे हैं, वो एक तरीका तलाश रहे हैं जहां वो ये विश्वास कर सकें कि ये जो पारंपरिक राजनीति है, ये जो पारंपरिक धार्मिक व्यवस्था है, ये जो पारंपरिक व्यापारिक व्यवस्था है, जो पारंपरिक सामाजिक व्यवस्था है, ये हमारे नौजवानों के लिए न्यायपूर्ण नहीं है। वो जानते हैं इस चीज को, लेकिन वो भरोसा करें तो किस पर करें? मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि आप कैलाश सत्यार्थी पर भरोसा करिए, मैं कह रहा हूं अपने आप पर भरोसा करिए। मैं कह रहा हूं कि अपने साथी पर भरोसा करिए, अपने जैसे दूसरे नौजवान पर, किशोर पर, बच्चे पर भरोसा करिए और जुड़िए। We cannot solve this problem or any other problem without building a strong movement of young people. 100 million young people are looking for change and they wanted to take action. On the other hand, 100 million or more children are facing multiple problems. Their education is denied, their freedom is denied, their childhood is denied, their dignity as human being is denied, all their rights are denied. Who are those children? Who are manufacturing shoes in the supply chain and brands for young people like you? Who are those children who are making clothes and garments which you are using? I've come across many young people in India, in Pakistan, in many other places. They were stitching footballs, but they could not dream to play with those footballs. They could not think that they can play with them. I have met, and my colleagues, my organization have rescued number of children in Africa, in Ivory Coast and Ghana, who have scars and bruises and injuries on whole their body because they were working in cocoa fields. And as you know, cocoa is the core ingredient of chocolate. But when I asked many of those young people, 14, 15, 16-year-old, my dear children, how do you like chocolate? I tell you, dear friends, none of them have ever seen chocolate. They have never tasted chocolate. They have no idea, taste of chocolate. And they are producing chocolate, and chocolate industry is more than $1 billion industry. $100 billion industry, sorry, $100 billion industry. So, $100 million young people who are in better conditions, जो अच्छी हालत में हैं, स्कूलों में हैं, कॉलेजेस में हैं, यूनिवर्सिटीज में हैं, और भी कुछ काम धंधों में लगे हुए लोग हैं, वो उन 10 करोड़ लोगों के साथ मिलकर एक नई दुनिया की रचना करें. When we have launched this campaign at Rashtrapati Bhavan in India, President's House in India, there were almost 24 Nobel laureates and hundreds of leaders from all walks of life and thousands of young people, students and youth joined this launch. Then I said that today we are igniting a spark that is going to determine the future of humankind. Today we are going to create a new civilization, a new culture, which is led and championed by the young people, because the youth have clean hearts, clean minds, clean dreams. They are much more compassionate and energetic. They have much more moral power than anyone else. So let us create a world where the youth are active, and they should have faith in one platform, and that platform is 100 million platform now. And when I say globalization of youth power, that means every child, every young person in India, भारत के हर एक नौजवान को ये महसूस करना चाहिए कि हम अकेले तरक्की नहीं कर सकते, हम अकेले शांति स्थापित नहीं कर सकते। दुनिया एक दूसरे से जुड़ी हुई है। The world is so interconnected. We cannot solve any problem in isolation. As the problems are interconnected, their solutions are interconnected. And some people feel, many of them say, some of them don't say, that youth are problematic. They are creating problems. They are raising questions. They are indisciplined. They are angry. I tell you, dear friends, these people are wrong. They are absolutely wrong. The truth is that youth are not the problems. Young people are the solutions. The solution lies in you. The problems are created by your previous generation, which you are inherited. And that's why I call upon you, my dear friends, to lead a new campaign which young friends, trade union leaders, teachers organizations, Nobel laureates, business houses, parliamentary unions, and many other key stakeholder groups are going to launch next year. You should lead it. And this is for fair share. As my colleagues have pointed out, that this pandemic has exposed and exacerbated and confirmed that there were a lot of injustices and inequalities, unfairness, fragility prevailed in all systems which are dealing with young people. Education is one of them. Protection is another. Healthcare is another. Freedom is another. Though we have laws and constitutions, we have international treaties and bindings, but despite all this, our young friends have not got their fair share. I will give you an example of India. मैं भारत का एक उदाहरण देता हूं. हमारे देश के बच्चों की तादाद करीब 40% है, यंग पीपल की तादाद, और 40% आबादी के ऊपर सिर्फ 3.5% से कम पैसा खर्च करती है हमारी सरकारें. और ये सरकार नहीं, इससे पहले वाली सरकार, कोई ज्यादा फर्क नहीं हुआ है. And that 3.5% is being spent on education, healthcare and protection combined on 40% of India's young population. Is it justice? Who can justify it? Is it moral? Is it fair? Similarly, when we are talking about $8 trillion have been allocated for bailing out companies, industries, businesses in this COVID-19 fund, COVID-19 response fund. Only 0.13% has been allocated through the multilateral mechanisms to the marginalized children and their families in low-income countries. Is it fair? No. And that's why I'm so proud, I'm rather overwhelmed to see that young friends from Africa, Latin America, Europe, Asia, Americas, from everywhere, they stood up and gave a call, fair share for children. And we, the Nobel laureates, are with you, behind you. And we wanted to see that you lead this fair share campaign. We are demanding 20% of COVID-19 related response fund for 20% marginalized children in the world. We are also demanding that not only in this, but also in the national budgets, in the ODA funding, in all multilateral funding support, this fair share principle should be adhered to, should be respected. 20% धनराशि 20% समाज के सबसे पिछड़े, दबे, कुचले, दयनीय बच्चों पर, किशोरों पर, नौजवानों पर खर्च होनी चाहिए। ये मांग हम लोग करके आंदोलन खड़ा कर रहे हैं। और ये सिर्फ एक आर्थिक मांग नहीं है, हम कह रहे हैं कानूनों में भी इसी तरह की चीज होना चाहिए। There should be fair share for in policies and implementation of policies. So fair share is a principle of justice. It's a principle of fighting inequalities which have been prevailing in our society. सैकड़ों साल से, शायद हजारों साल से ये अन्याय हो रहा है कि हमारे बच्चों को, हमारे नौजवानों को उनका पूरा जो उचित भाग है, फेयर शेयर है, वो नहीं मिल रहा है। और ये लड़ाई अब लड़नी पड़ेगी। हम लड़ाई लड़ने की जब बात करते हैं तो मैं हमेशा कहता हूं, यूथ, बी एंग्री, be compassionate. Combine these two forces of anger and compassion, so that the anger, which is a strong power, which has a strong energy, inbuilt energy, anger is an energy that should not go waste into violence and fights and revenge and hatred and destruction. Not at all. This would be the wastage of the great energy which you have through your anger. That anger should be converted into ideas and action. Constructive ideas, constructive action. And today is the time to be angry for fair share. आज ये मौका है कि जब हम उठकर खड़े हों और हम आवाज दें। मैं अपनी बात को समाप्त करते हुए आपको कहना चाहता हूं कि ये बात मैं किसी भाषण के आधार पर नहीं कह रहा हूं, या किसी आपके ये मत मान के चलिए जैसा कहा कि सर ऐसा कर देंगे, सर आपको कुछ प्रीच कर देंगे, ऐसा नहीं है। मैं आपका दोस्त हूं, आपका भाई हूं, और दोस्त के नाते मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि मुझे आपकी दोस्ती पर पूरा यकीन है। मैं चाहता हूं कि 100 शहरों के जो नौजवान, those 100 change makers, those 100 leaders, those 100 champions from 100 Indian cities and other friends from 100 million campaign from different countries are joining this webinar. They should consider me as their friend. I am saying it because I've experienced it. I called for my friends, children and young people in 1998, and we marched across 103 countries with the strong slogans coming from the survivors as well as from the school and college and university students. Almost 15 million people joined. Most of them were young people like you. And we all demanded for a new international law against child slavery, trafficking, and so on. There was no international law before that. Many of you would be surprised to learn, but it's a reality. But the power of young people, the moral power of young people, the loudest voices of young people were heard across the world. 71 president, prime ministers, kings and queens not only supported but joined the campaign. And when this huge support were galvanized, and we reached, the march reached in the United Nations building during the ILO's annual convention, annual General Assembly, our young friends demanded that we want education. No more tools in tiny hands. We want books. We want toys. From the dais, my young friends and I challenged the world leaders in 1998. And we said that world is not so poor that cannot take away the guns and tools from the tiny hands of young people and replace them with books, pencils and toys, sporting goods. Nobody could say no to it. And a law has been enacted. And that law has yielded the results. That time, the number of child laborers in the world was almost 250 to 260 million, say 250 million. That has gone down to 150 million just before pandemic. This was the power of young people. We have launched the worldwide campaign for education. Owen James, my friend, my brother, and who is the leader of this new campaign, 100 million campaign. Owen knows that when we jointly called for increased funding and we launched a campaign which was the largest single mobilization for education. And that was one goal campaign, one goal education. That was one of the Millennium Development Goals. And that has resulted in the drop, in the decrease of out of school children from almost 130 million to half, almost 60 million by now. That was the power of young people. These are the living examples. They are the proofs. So, friends, I'm quite sure, I'm confident that though this spark is beginning, but this is beginning not only in one place, but in 100 cities and many more cities in India. It has already begun in more than 35 countries across the world through 100 million campaign. And when we are going to launch this fair share, this cumulative power, the cumulative light, the cumulative energy and fire of young people is going to shape a new world where every child is free, every child is safe, every child is educated, and every child gets her fair share. So, dear friends, I call upon you to march from exploitation to education. March from cruelty to compassion. March from injustice to justice. And let us march from darkness to light. Dear friends, let us march from untruth and unreality into reality. Let us march from mortality to divinity. हमारे यहाँ कहा गया है असतो मां सद्गमय तमसो मां ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मां अमृतम गमय. हमारे ऋषियों ने कहा है उत्तिष्ठ जागृत प्राप्त वरान निबोधत. Get up, march and achieve the goal. This was the message from Upanishads, and that is the message not for those who are already engaged in one or other form of exploitation and injustice. This is the message for you, you, and you, and you. And then, if you allow me, if you are joining this 100 million campaign or already joined and you are going to join, not only join, but lead the Fair Share campaign next year, then raise your hands. I wanted to see your beautiful, small, smart, and energetic, powerful faces, enlightened faces with your raised hands. 100 million for 100 million. 100 million campaign. Fair Share for children. Can you raise your hands? Owen, I can't see your raised hands. You have raised and won many battles and led many campaigns. So I can see raised hands of almost everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.